Right.
Okay, we're going.
Okay. Well, Bob, welcome back to Dallas.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you. How often do you get to sit out in front of a house like this?
Well, I don't get to sit out in front of a house with this kind of scenery. Isn't that beautiful? Those Dallas gals, those cheerleaders or something, aren't they? They're great.
They really are. You know, as if we needed something more to put Dallas on the map because we have the Cowboys, but they sure are a nice window dressing.
I tell you something, they're the pioneers. They started the whole thing, you know. And now every team has girls. I'm doing a little routine about it tonight. You know, they have a Pittsburgh team. They have a group of girls. They're not too pretty. They call them the Pits. And then in Cleveland, they've hired Phyllis Diller, so everybody will say, go away.
Bob, you have a big TV special coming up October 15th, is
Yes,
it?
indeed. A big one. It's going to be very different, too. It's the 75th anniversary of baseball. And we got quite a few good surprises. Got a lot of wonderful stuff.
Yeah, I've been hearing some of the people you're going to have on.
Yeah.
Steve Martin?
Yeah, Steve Martin, yeah. And I'm going to get Billy Martin and Reggie Jackson. I'm going to have them dancing together.
Oh, yeah.
Or something.
Who's going to
near
lead?
it. Something near it. That's going to be the fight, the new fight. That's World War III.
Bob, a guy like Steve Martin, he's so hot now, and you know, his career looks like it's just at such a zenith. But comedians like that, sometimes they get very hot and then they cool off very quickly. If a guy like Steve Martin said, Bob, what could I do to get the kind of longevity you've enjoyed in the business? What would you tell him?
Well, I think that Steve would have a good chance, Bobbie, because he's a writer, you know. And he must know, because he sure came out with some good little things of his own, you know, the crazy guy, you know. And he's a real nut. And I think the reason he called me, I think the reason that he called me and wanted to do the show is that I have been giving him plugs. They ask me who my favorite comics are, and I say Shecky Green and Steve Martin all over the country, you know, and every place I go where I'm interviewed. And somebody told him about this, and he called me, you know, and wanted me to do a thing on his show. So I said, wait a minute, I want you to do something on my show. So he's going to do a rookie baseball player. It'll be funny as hell. I think good.
I'd like to see the two of you do Happy Feet together.
Happy what?
Happy Feet. Have you seen him do Happy Feet?
No.
Well, his feet just go crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just fall on the floor when he does it. It's
Oh,
a really silly, insane
I tell
video.
you, he's captured the imagination of all the young people. It's a marvelous thing, you know, that they've got somebody like that because they love him everywhere.
You ask him to teach you Happy Feet,
I
because
will.
you can do it.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
You're a good hoofer. You could do it.
It's just like I can handle it. I remember I did it here at the Majestic a few years ago.
Listen, Bob, have you met with Fred Silverman, the famous Fred Silverman?
I had lunch with Fred Silverman about a week ago at my place, and we had a lot of long talk. He's a very talented fellow, you know, and I tell you, he's something else in our business because in pictures and in television, you find very few people who really know what it's all about, and he understands show business. I don't know where he got his talent. I asked him about that, you know, because he knows quality of show business and different comedy and things. You know, it's marvelous, just great. And I told him, I said, you got to make good. This is your last network. From here, you go to Channel 5.
Don't say that. That's my channel.
Well, in our place, it's a smaller Channel 84 then. Yeah, because that's true. Channel 5 in San Francisco is the NBC network, too.
Armed Forces Radio. That's where he has to go next.
But he's played musical networks, you know, and he's about, this is it.
Yeah.
But he'll do well. I noticed a big change already. He's got a lot of excitement going.
Does he want to change anything as far as your show is concerned?
No, he hasn't gotten down to that. I think he's working on the regular shows. But he's always, 2 years ago when he was with ABC, he asked me to come up and see him, and I did. And he said, how long have you got with NBC? I said, 2 more years. He said, I'll wait. So now he doesn't have to wait. I'm with him. But we got some exciting things planned.
Bob, you have been planning for some time to do this picture, The Road to the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
And, of course, you were going to do it with Bing.
Yeah.
What's the status of that now?
Well, George Burns likes it. And we're now in the throes of getting Mel Shavelson, whose idea it was. He's doing a whole big fat treatment for the studios, you know. And we've got a couple of offers of money. In fact, that's one thing I've got to go back to the hotel and talk about today, because I want to find out just what shape it's in, because I've got 2 or 3 groups that want to finance it. And George likes it, so I think we'll get it going. The only problem is his schedule, not mine. He's got about 3 pictures, you know. He's going to do a redo of Oh God, and he's doing a picture called Uncle Billy. They jumped all over him after Oh God, you know, because he did such a tremendous business. And they're going to do 2 follow-ups on that, which is marvelous. But I'll be very happy to do it with him, because he's always great to work with. He understands comedy, and he's simpatico. He was a straight man with Gracie, you know. So we're all good comedians, I think, are great straight men, because they know how to feed somebody. And I think we'd have a lot of fun together, because we've worked together a lot.
I was wondering, did you work as far back as vaudeville days?
Well, I did my second, no, I didn't work with George in vaudeville, but I did do my second picture at Paramount called College Swing with Gracie. And did a couple of scenes with George and had a lot of fun. They're very, you know, they're such pros, you know, and they know, and they don't go to bat unless they have something good. And that's what I like about this, because he will help the picture, you know, not only by his performance, but his selection of comedy he'll help. He's a very bright fellow.
Bob, what can you pinpoint and say, my favorite recollection of Bing is thus and such?
Oh, I've had so many, you know. See, I had the good fortune that we lived together for 4 months in England when we did Road to Hong Kong. So I got a lot of great recollections of him.
Well, Bob, we're getting a little competition. I don't think. Okay, just getting
Getting a shot
When he
at
played the Riviera, he wanted to meet Bob. So I called you, remember? And I said, this kid wants to meet you.
Right.
So he called me about a month ago. He says, you know, I've never had the courage to call him. And I said, God damn it, call him.
Stock. He bought 50,000 shares at 20.
Yeah. I guess he knew what was happening, huh? All he had to do was announce he bought the
60
fountain.
now. 60. It's a few $1 million. You know. That's marvelous, isn't it?
Yes. Okay, I think it looks like they're doing it again.
Well, they'll have a few minutes to talk.
Okay. Ashton, let's try one more time with this. Okay. Bob, is it possible for you to pinpoint some one particular recollection of Bing and say, that's my favorite recollection?
With Bing. Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. You know, while we were doing the picture in London, Road to Hong Kong, we were riding every day from our house in Ascot to Shepperton Studios. And my picture was opening there called Bachelor in Paradise. And I'd talk about it, but I never said anything to Bing about appearing there, you know? And about 2 days before it was supposed to happen, he turned to me in the car, he said, I'll work on stage. See? I said, you're kidding. He said, no, I'll go on stage. He didn't want to put his toupee on, you know, and walk around unless he was on stage. And he went on stage at 40 minutes. And you never saw a happier audience in your life, you know? But he didn't want to walk through the lobby, you know, but he went backstage and did it, you know, which I thought was marvelous. He was thinking all the time. Of course, I've had so many wonderful moments with him, you know, fun moments. And pictures, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. He's one guy we really miss.
Well, Bob, normally we always end on a big laugh. Maybe we ought to at least laugh even if we haven't said anything. I thank you so much, Bob. It's always such a pleasure and a joy to be with you.
Bobbie, it's great to see you.
I could hear her tell it.
Oh, you know, we call each other. When I have a great joke, you know, I call her. No matter where she is. I say, good fellow still, where is she? London, get her. And she'll call me out of the blue, middle of the night or any time. She says, did you hear? Oh, I love her.
Oh, I do too, Rob.
She's a great lady.
She is wonderful, wonderful people.
Oh.
She's so funny. The night that we went into her dressing room to do
She gets another thing and she's poking at it and trying to fix that. Now she's got 2 things that don't. But I said, Phyllis, are you kind of mechanical? She says, oh my God, no, because I'm not the least bit mechanical. And she said, oh, no, she said, my folks always had me practicing the piano and doing that sort of thing. She said, I don't know anything that's really worthwhile. But she finally got...
I said, no, Bobbie, we're really going to do a first-class job.
Okay.
Bob, have you met Fred Silverman yet?
Let's do that one again.
Okay. Bob, have you met Fred Silverman yet? All right, I'll try another one. Bob, is it possible for you to pinpoint one particular recollection of Bing Crosby? Well, Bob, excuse me. Well, Bob, you have a big special coming up, your first of the season, October the 15th, isn't it? Okay. I'd like to. I'll just do one more. Bob, you've been planning for some time now to do this movie, The Road to the Fountain of Youth. You were going to do it with Bing, of course. What's the status of that?